Good morning and welcome to the early edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tulo Hoyani. This morning I would like to touch on an issue that I touched in my last video about the fact that the state president, the National Director of Public Prosecutions, and the Minister of Justice have all decided to ignore my letters surrounding the concerns that I have with the Meyiwa trial. I am very disappointed, but I anticipated something like this. So, in a sense, the shock is not perhaps what it should be. Our public officials are supposed to respond when citizens show concern about issues that affect our lives. I'm concerned about the justice in the Meyiwa trial, not because I'm a relative of the Meyiwas, or not because I have any other interest insofar as the death of Meyiwa is concerned. I am only interested as a South African who wants to see justice done at any given time. In other words, this cause that I'm pursuing could have involved any other person. That it involves somebody, a high-profile person like Meyiwa, a soccer star like Meyiwa, is not the reason why I'm pursuing it. Yes, we cannot ignore the fact that it came to our attention largely because of the prominence of Meyiwa in society. But even if it was a lesser individual or a less prominent person, it would still be justified. So we are in a situation where, when we make pleas to those in authority, we simply get ignored. This is why sometimes people resort to, rather unorthodox or, action which is associated with the streets. People go on demonstrations, people hold campaigns when a government is obstinate and does not respond to any of, the demands that they make on it. We have a legitimate expectation to be listened to as voters of this country. We have voted the present government into power. And those that wield that power don't wield it for themselves. They wield it or exercise it on our behalf. So it becomes very, disappointing when something like this happens and not even get even as much as an acknowledgement of the receipt of your letter. But be that as it may, I have said before, and I want to reiterate this. I am going to launch, or I'm in the process. The only thing that is, outstanding now is the link. And I'm trying to speed up this link thing. That Million Men and Women campaign simply gathers momentum when things turn out to be like this. Because you wonder, how else do you make an impact? How else do you register your frustrations or your displeasure when you engage the system or the government in a very civilized manner and you write letters to those in authority? And they simply ignore you. Perhaps when you stand outside the Pretoria High Court with a placard adorned with gowns, somebody will recognize me together with the people that I'll be with. That is the only weapon that the people have when a government does not listen. So that campaign is on. I think the best thing to have will be to have it on the 14th of April when the trial resumes. I've indicated that there are a lot of things that must happen there. But the most important one up to this point is that a recusal application must be brought against Judge Ratha Mokgwatleng. In my opinion, he is so partial that I don't know. I've never seen a judge become that partial. And thank you. There, one of you in your comments said, sometimes you are trying to say partial and you are saying impartial, mixing up the words and so on. No, the judge is partial. He's biased. He leans towards the prosecution. So this is the way we are going to conduct it. That is the only impact that we can perhaps have on the South African government, to bring to the attention of everybody what is happening in and around the Pretoria High Court, what is happening in and around and concerning the investigation of this matter. And above all, to say to ourselves, look at this, the Meyiwa family. If we are one of the Meyiwas, I wonder how you'd feel. They must be in a very terrible way. I know they don't have any faith at all in the process that we are seeing unfold in the Pretoria High Court. And frankly speaking, they have lost all faith that they will ever see justice for one of their own who departed from this world some 11 years ago. And to this day, there's still no remedy. So there we are with that situation that nobody is responding when you try and write letters and that sort of thing. But I always said those letters were not the end game. There are other actions, like I've indicated throughout my videos, that there are other avenues to explore, because a letter is under normal circumstances replied to as a sign of courtesy. So those who are these courtiers will not even look at what you are saying. Having said that, please keep on subscribing, and the views are coming very nicely, and have a nice day.